butterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making tutorial, and we're going to make a variation on this card today, making this fun background. For the background I have used the right triangle. You can see there's like it's almost like a gingham image that I've used to make that background. And then the sentiment has come from the Lovely You stamp set. So on this one I've used this sentiment, which fits quite nicely into one of the circle die cuts. But for the other one I'm going to make today, I'm switching it up and I'm going to go with Just Because. And what I wanted to show you was that in the August-December catalogue, we've got one of these new sort of triple kind of punch things. So this is the one that coordinates with Lovely You. It's called Pick a Punch. Lovely Labels, Pick a Punch. Okay, so there's 3 widths of each of these decorative ends that you can do. But in the autumn winter one, they've actually brought out this one. So this is the banners Pick a Punch. So you've got the flag end and sort of the pointy end, if you like. It's in the August to December mini catalogue on page 65, and you can actually purchase it as a bundle with this cute stamp set. I didn't go for the stamp set, I just liked the punch. I just, you know, you look at things and you think, oh, how can I use them and stuff, and I felt like there was a lot of things on there that I possibly wouldn't use, so I just went with this with the punch. But obviously if this appeals to you generally, because actually this is quite nice, and this is a fun Halloween tag as well, and then we've got some more sort of general things, Grateful Heart and You're Sweet and things like that. So if the two appeal to you, you buy them together and you save 10%. Okay, so the bundle price is up here. Punch on its own or the stamp set on its own. Okay, so that's the choice is yours. So that's page 65 of the mini catalogue. Okay, right, let's get cracking then. So we're changing the colourway. So the colourway that I used on the sample was Daffodil Delight, Highland Heather and Rococo Rose. So it was a bit more of a summery theme. Going a little more seasonal with the scheme for today's card. So I'm going to go with Crumb Cake, Just Jade and Pumpkin Pie. The bits I've already got together are a Whisper White card base. Forgot to put the other light on. I've got a crumb cake layer there as well. This is 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 5/8 of an inch. And then this is the one I'm going to stamp on. This measures 3.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, and what I've done is just put a very light pencil line across the middle as a starting point that I know is straight. Okay, so that's all I've done. I'm just going to bring in some of my small grid paper to so I may stamp off a little as well. I don't want to mess up my my base grid, although I could probably do with changing that. Somehow I've got some yuck all over that. Okay, so on the original sample I picked one of the colours to be like the base colour, if you like, okay, and then the other 2 were accents. So we're going to go with the crumb cake to build up the background in the first instance, and then add the colours in as accents. So we'll just get that open. I've already mounted it. I've chosen to use my H block simply so that I can hold it at both ends and see exactly where it's going. Okay, wouldn't necessarily be the stamp, sorry, the block you would necessarily use ordinarily. So I'm just going to place that first one, kind of in the middle. It is a kind of a distinctive stamp, so that shading is all built into the way the stamp has been made. And I don't know whether it's visible on the camera. I wonder if it will let me because it's clear. Hang on. See if I can. Right. Okay. Yeah. So there's some solid photopolymer there, and then it's almost like speckly. Okay. And then obviously you've got the cutaways to make it where the white bits would show, if you know what I mean. So it's been cut in a very particular way to give you this effect. So that's a bit wonky. Now, as always, if I wanted to get really, if I want to do this really accurately, I need it right here and you can't see it, or I need to get the head right here and stuff. So it may not turn out quite as straight because I can't see over what I'm doing. So it may turn out a little wonky, and it already is a little wonky. The next one is going to go, so I'm going to line up that point where those two meet. So it's not going to be perfect because I can't get close enough to line it up. This is what I mean about stamping off the edge to continue the pattern. And we keep going. So again, where the two meet, we'll pop those there. And just keep building that up, and we're going to end up with some little half ones up here, but that's fine too. Stamping off the page often gives a bit more of a natural look to stamping, depending on what you're doing. I think somebody had this really good theory on that actually, and she said basically that you know, if you buy fabric on a roll or something, or wallpaper or anything like that, it doesn't end neatly where the roll ends or the fabric ends. The pattern continues, and the line goes where the line goes. Okay, so, and I thought, yeah, well, that's right actually. So it will continue to build that up. Yeah, I think you can see in this shot that the one I've just stamped is actually really dark, but the ones I started with are actually, they do dry back a little lighter. Sahara sand could have worked here actually if you wanted something a little softer. The other thing you can do is stamp off the first layer of ink and you'll get a lighter finish like that as well. Okay, so now the base, if you like, of the cardstock is done. I'm just going to get my chamois out and clean that. Look how well used that is. So that's nice and clean and ready to go for the next colour. So that's what we've got at the moment. Okay, just that background colour as our base. So crumb cake will get back out when we need to do the sentiment. So I think I'm going to go Just Jade next. This is a beautiful green. I'm not a fan of green generally, or orange for that matter. But you know, you have to use some different colours and stretch the elastic a bit rather than. In fact, one of my demo friends was talking about that very subject. So she migrates to her favourite colour all the time. So she pushed herself to do something different, and the results were really good. Okay, what I am doing is this. So this is in the same orientation, as in it's pointing down, as the ones we've just laid down, and I'm just hovering over and overlapping them slightly here and there. So I'm going to go over here somewhere now. And then maybe here. Just looking through the stamp and seeing where I think it will fit, and so I don't want that one to line up exactly with this one, so I might just have this one peeking out over here somewhere. Somewhere there, I think. Okay, this is all just completely, not particularly thinking about it, but I am, if you know what I mean. They're going where they're going. And then we need something down here, I think, to balance it all up. Oh, I've got a splodge. Let's cover the splodge. How did I get the splodge? Where did that come from? So let's put that one in about... I'll see through the stamp. Sometimes, depending on what colour you're using, it's a little bit more tricky than that. I think we need one coming off the edge somewhere here, so let's just get one put in about there, I think. There we go. Right, that looks fine. Give that another good clean on the chamois. Oh, where did that ink come from? It doesn't appear to be on me. Maybe it was on the... Don't know. Can't see it now though, so that's fine. Right, so that was Just Jade. One of the new ink colours. Lovely colour. Pumpkin Pie. I don't use orange a lot. Orange is a strange colour in my world. Okay, so I'm now turning the stamp. It's now facing upwards. So this introduces a bit of variety in the sort of shape, if you like, without necessarily changing it, if you know what I mean. And these are going to be in the vicinity of the green ones, but not necessarily next to them. Part of the thinking behind the colour combo and just the way it's built up actually came from me watching something on the telly, and this guy had this like a plaid shirt on, if you like, and it had all these sort of more muted colours in the pattern, and I thought, oh, they look nice. That looks like such and such and such and such. Put together, that could be good. So I was going to go with a completely different colour scheme with this. I was going to use Misty Moonlight. Was it Misty Moonlight? Misty Moonlight. Pretty Peacock. I can't remember what other one it was. Anyway, the point is I changed it because I saw something else in the world that I thought, you know what, that looks cool, let's use that. And these are colours I don't, like I say, green and orange aren't generally colours I migrate to. Right, I think I might leave it at that. So basically you could do this with any colours you like. It could be more tonal, so all shades of blue. I thought it looked nice with kind of the more sort of subtle tones in the background with the pop of something, in this case the orange, because even the jade is a softer, it's not an in-your-face green. That's probably why I like it, if you know what I mean. So that's what we've ended up with. Before I forget, I'm going to rub out this pencil line, because I'll put it all together and I'll think, oh crikey, you can still see that line. So if you use a good white rubber, it should come away nice and easily. And some of them haven't stamped particularly well, I've missed a little bit there, and some look a bit darker than others, but it doesn't really matter in my opinion. And that's going to go onto this crumb cake base, you see. I'm wondering whether I want a little hint of that jade coming through. Actually, let's grab some jade and see what it looks like. Just to know whether, just like, you know, really skinny border, just to bring in that colour a little bit. That could be nice. Should we cut it and see what happens? So 3.5, 5 1/4. So here's the Stampin' trimmer. Can you see the lines? No, you can. Sorry about the lights. Obviously I have to have the lights on to give you a good as light as possible, but you can see this run of numbers here. So I work in Imperial. So 5 1/4 is there, and we want it a smidge more. So let's have it, I only want like a 1/16 more, and you can do that with this trimmer. It's very accurate, really nice light touch. And the width is 3.5, so there's 3.5. We'll add a 1/16 and we'll go there. That might just bring out that jade just slightly. It's only a hint of it, but I think it might make all the difference. Yeah, you can't see it so well on the camera there, but see how it just sort of brings it together a bit. Stick with it. And to that end, we might bring in, I think I might bring in the orange on the sentiment. I was going to do it in crumb cake. You can layer it with crumb cake. I've already prepped a bit of that, but what I think we'll do is we'll bring in the pumpkin on the sentiment. So this is a super skinny border, so just take your time putting that in place. Just frames it a little bit. And then onto the crumb cake. So, right, I'm not going to stick that to the card base just yet. Yeah, it looks cool. Like it. I've pulled out some ribbon. Some ribbon was on the other one. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to use it. This is from the Forever Fern ribbon combo. And it's more of a vanilla colour than a white, but I thought it would tone in with the softer colours that we've got in the card. So I was going to go crumb cake for the sentiment. I might bring in the orange just to pull that out. So I've pulled the jade with the layer. So I think I might pull the orange with the sentiment. I've already cut a strip of crumb cake and some whisper white. So let's stamp the sentiment with the pumpkin. Cool. And we're going to just trim that down a little. Not too much, because I want to put it into the punch, and the punch will take off a little bit as well. You can of course cut banners by hand as well. How much did I get off? You want to make this about equidistant, so it lines up with there. So I'm going to take that one to about there, I think, because we've got this swirly bit. Now, am I going to be able to fit this into my punch without running out of finger room, if you know what I mean? Now, because this punch is designed to work with 1/2 inch, 3/4 and 1 inch strips, this is actually not one of those sizes. It's a little less than 3/4 of an inch. That does not mean you can't use it. You just need to be a bit more careful lining it up on the front and on the back, and if you open your punch that would be even better. So the difficulty I'm having now is that the little strip is actually quite small. So I'm just using the back window there to check that that's lined up to the end. And just eyeballing that to make sure it is straight. Okay, so that's what we've ended up with. And I've already done the same, and the crumb cake is 3/4 of an inch, because then that layers together like so. Okay, now because the thing's so small, I'm going to change my mind and not banner off the other end. I'm just going to cut that off with a pair of scissors and just make that have a border at the other end. So it's just one little consideration you have to think of when you're using those punches, so that you've got enough to hold on to. This is fine, this is all good. So let's layer that together and see how it looks on the card and whether we want to add the ribbon or not. Because dare I say, maybe these are slightly more masculine colours. It's probably quite gender neutral, but you probably could get away with it with a bloke. So we're going to pop it up, because, you know, we have to use dimensional somewhere, right? I wonder if the ribbon will actually make that pop a little bit more against the background. It's kind of sinking in at the moment, in my opinion. Okay, yep, okay, that's made that decision for me. It just helps, I think that just helps make it stand out more on the card. So use my ribbon scissors to cut a length of that off, and we'll put some adhesive across there and get that stuck down. this is so soft. I don't know whether you can, but there's no noise to it, it's just super soft. It's like, it reminds me of old-fashioned bandages. I don't know whether that's weird or not, but it's just like, it's just so soft, it's lovely. Okay, let's stick that onto the card. And then I think we just need a knot of it off to one side. Just to finish that off. Plenty of adhesive. Don't want our card falling apart. Oops, a bit of a bend in there. Just blend that out. This is a slightly smaller than usual card layer, so the border is a little larger on this one. Press that into place. Because the dimensionals are going to be sticking over ribbon, I am going to add some wet glue, which will help with getting that adhered. Like so. And I think a knot of this will look nice. Still wibbly at the moment, so we'll just give that a press. Right over left, and then left over right. You're supposed to get you a square knot. Maybe I do it backwards, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with being left-handed, because that feels very weird doing it like that. It's a neat enough knot. I don't know why I put my scissors away when I know I've got to lop off my ends. Do it at an angle, roughly the same angle on both ends. It just looks. So it's going to take a sec to set. You could put. I often will leave a block on top of something like that until it firms up completely, but I can do that in a bit when I've finished showing you these. So I've taken the same stamp with different colours, used some different backing card, and I think you'll agree we've ended up with two results that are both really, really nice, but also entirely different really. I think I prefer this one actually. Don't know whether the black was the best choice for this one in the end, but you know, hey ho. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, the details will be so everything I use, so I'll probably list the colours for both of these cards, will be in the corresponding blog post, which you'll see in the description. There'll also be quick shop links to the key things, so the stamp sets and the punches, most likely. So as soon as you click on that, it will take you straight to the shop page where you can just add it to your basket, which would be brilliant, and I'd love to be your demonstrator if you haven't already got one. Likewise, if you're considering joining Stampin' Up, I would love to have you on board. There's a brilliant offer at the moment going on, and you get 2 free stamp sets with your regular starter kit. So your starter kit can be anything you want for your £99, but you get £130 worth of products, so you're already quids in. It's delivered for free, so that saves you even more, and you get the 2 extra stamp sets for free, plus a pack of rhinestones, plus some cardstock that's pre-cut to make some cards. So lots of stuff thrown in with your starter kit during September. Really worth taking a look. Links are in the description. Click on the join my team or join Stampin' Up. I can't remember exactly what it says. Link, and it will take you straight to the information page. Have a look through it. No obligation to sell. You don't have to sit and make videos like I am. You don't have to blog every day. You can just enjoy a minimum of 20% discount on your purchases. Give it some thought. Great offer. Don't miss out. With that, I shall let you go. I hope you have a good week, everybody, and that we're continuing to stay safe. Take care. See you again soon. Bye.